It Shoulda Been You is about a wedding that happens between two families who really could not be any more different from each other. How they come together and how everyone tries to just get to the end goal, get them married and over and done with. Ginny Steinberg is this successful woman in her career, in her friendships, and in her relationship with her sister, just not so much in the love department. What drew me to Ginny was how we share a lot of the same insecurities of not feeling like we are enough, which I think a lot of people feel the same way in that direction. But she does wind up coming out of her shell and she takes control of the woman she is, and I really feel relatable to her in that way.
Rebecca is, at least on the surface, like the perfect daughter. At least in her mother's eyes, I think there's some sibling issues in regard to that. And on a sort of humorous note, as far as like being drawn to this character, I'm like, well, I've been in shows where I've been a wife, but I've not gotten married yet. So I get and I haven't been married in real life either. So I get to do the whole wedding thing, which is, it's gonna be a blast. What I think is really relatable about her is that everyone has had something with their family or their life that is difficult, or maybe they haven't said their truth with their family. And so in the show, she's struggling to say her truth. And I think that that is really powerful and relatable. And also just crazy families. I think everyone has those.
Well, Ginny at the beginning of the show is very much, I'm gonna make this wedding perfect for my sister. I need to make sure my mom is happy, even though that's very hard to do with this mother. But she's very, not so much about herself. She's all about everyone else, making everyone else happy. There's a certain song that happens that she completely flips the switch. She's like, you know what? No, I need to work on myself, and I feel great about myself. I don't care what you think. And she completely just finally feels her enoughness.
What Rebecca has taught me about life is that it's important to speak your truth, and that you don't always have the fullness of your life until you're open about who you are.
I think viewers will take away how enough you are and how much it means to live in your true self and to accept others for who they are, unless they're a murderer. But
and I think taking away, family is crazy, but at the end of the day, if you love each other and if you accept people for who they are, it's really beautiful. And I think that's a really big takeaway in this show.
What I'm most looking forward to with working at the studio again is working with a lot of the same team. I mean, I get to work with Monica again, Sean and David and Gary, and I'm just very excited to meet all my new cast members who will become my family by the end of, well, even during the process, but definitely by the end of it. I also enjoy meeting the patrons afterward. I love hearing their feedback.
I'm excited to work with everyone again, which is, it's great. It's so rare in theater to get to work with people multiple times unless you have a day job in entertainment, because everybody is everywhere. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Chantel, you were up in New York. Yeah. So it's like, oh, I get to like see these people again that like live all over the country.
Something old.
Something new.
Something borrowed.
Something blue.
Come see It Shoulda Been You.